What's going on, fam? Make sure you drop a comment. Welcome to the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. We're about to get started, so come on in. What's going on? What's good? What's up, Tobias, Chris, Ashley? What is up? Hello, hello, hello. Let's see here. I'm just gonna gotta tweak one little setting for a second, and we're gonna get started. All right, fam. Here we go. I know there's no music today because I'm streaming from the laptop. So here we go. Everyone ready for the Sunday Funday Q and A news? Drop some biceps if you are ready to get started. Here we go in three, two, and one.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1164 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches? What's up, booshes? It's your boy Papa Swolio, and I figured I would try to do a live stream, so the quality might have gotten slightly downgraded just because of the bandwidth. It's a little bit limited right now. So I just wanted to try. I want to try. So usually I don't do a multi-stream, and this is only out of a test. So usually I like to do, bottom line, I want to stream every single day. And if I can't, or I can't multi-stream, I will only do it in the private community. But if I can multi-stream, I can, and I will. So let me know if I'm coming through okay, if you could hear me all right. So wherever you're watching from, on Instagram, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, at Swolenormous, on the Daily Swole podcast channel, actually. And those of you that are watching, make sure you could drop your questions now. So I pinned the comment on Instagram, and we're live, and we should be good to go. So let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. And as everyone comes in through the door, we will jump right to it. So any questions, drop them in the comments down below wherever you're watching. And if you're on Facebook or if you're on the Daily Soul podcast channel, I will be showing those on the screen. I will pull that up. So hopefully you can see me all right, and I hope you do. I hope you see me. I hope you see me. I hope you see me. I hope you're enjoying the beard. Nothing like some good beard. So I am out of town, obviously. This is a whole different setup. And one of the things, just to give you a little bit of context, one of the things that I've been trying to do is to improve my live streaming when I travel. Because as you can imagine, having a nice little cockpit, like a little NASA control center in the Swole hole in the office, is a lot different than when you're going mobile. And it's not always easy to do a multi-stream. So I'm playing around with some different things, some different ideas, and some different setups. So hopefully this works out well, and it seems like it is. Natty Jacked on Instagram. I'm day 2 off the cigarettes. Give me some much needed motivation, please. Maybe not dying should be your motivation. 2 days off cigarettes. You're just getting started. How about living? How about not fucking dying? If that's not motivation for you enough, then I don't know what I can tell you. Sorry. You need motivation to quit. You need motivation to not smoke cigarettes. How about life? How about not dying? Since when do you need motivation? Well, I could say the same thing about obesity, couldn't I? I could say the same thing about obesity. What more do you need than life? What more do you need? Really, that's one of the things that I always have this not an issue with, but I'm always like confused. I'm thinking like, why do people need more of a reason than just to not fucking die? You need more of a reason than to live. To live, you got one life, right? Everyone likes to say YOLO. You got one life, one life. So maybe you want to be alive for that life. Your thoughts. Your thoughts. Put those in the comments down below. Ha, that's what helped me lose 150 pounds, change my mentality to I don't want to fucking die. There you go. There you go. All right, here. Let's see. Sam's. I'm starting to see some comments here. Let's go right to Sam's weight loss journey. Let's pull that up on the screen, see what's up. That's just a question just from like a professional standpoint. If you're sharing what you're doing, you're just sharing your journey, you're pretty much just documenting. As long as you're not talking out of turn. One of the things that I make sure that I do, because I am a fitness professional, but I think even nutritionists go far outside their realm of what they should be talking about and how they should be approaching, because most people don't have the ability or the skills. Let me lower the blinds a little bit. Most people don't have the knowledge to really tell someone what they should be eating. That's why an elimination diet and approaching your fitness from that aspect is a much better way, because you can customize someone's nutrition. You can customize that and allow them to customize it themselves. When you tell someone what to eat, then you are really you're kind of encroaching. You're crossing that boundary between guiding someone and then just dictating what they should be doing. How the fuck do you know what they should be doing? Like, how the fuck do you know? How do you know what they should be doing? It's kind of ridiculous. So I would talk about healthy alternatives that you've done. As long as you talk from a personal standpoint, you're just sharing your experience and your journey. Hold on, let me just close the blinds a little bit. So if that makes sense. So for anyone that's thinking about maybe do they want to create content, do you want to do videos, do you want to do vlogs? If you're talking, and that's what I do, I talk from a personal standpoint. So if you talk from personal experience, you're pretty much in the clear in my book, as long as you're reasonable and you let people know when something is outside your experience. I think that's a big thing. Good question. Good start. You're good on Facebook. Thank you. Well, thank you, April. How are we doing, Instagram? Got my got the fuck your pink drink shirt. Hopefully, ooh, it's getting a little hot in here though. Maybe that was a bad idea to not let my nips free. A lot of people are like in the comments, "Oh my God, you're wearing a shirt. What the fuck you doing wearing a shirt, Papa Swole?" So just a reminder before we get into some more questions, because the battery, I got some decent battery life going on here, but I blew out an outlet earlier, so I don't have another plug necessarily. I might have to get up and plug this in. Just thinking. Anyway, breathe in the clean air, not smog. What do you think about that Vinsanity guy? Who's that? Who's that? You mean V Shred? Vinsanity? I don't know who Vinsanity is. Question from April on Facebook. So just drop your questions wherever. I'm going to take as many as I can. We'll be here for a good amount longer, and then whatever comes through, we'll jump in. Just a reminder that this week, coming up in the next week or so, there's going to be a lot more. We got a few guests coming up on the podcast and some fire content. So make sure if you're not yet subscribed on YouTube, Daily Swole Podcast, make sure you subscribe to my second channel. Do I have any books to recommend? I got a gift card I can use to purchase some and thought I'd ask your opinion. Books. I like to listen to podcasts because podcasts are a lot more up to date. I do have books. I don't know the titles off the top of my head. I really don't keep memories. I don't really keep memories. I don't really keep things in the bank like that. I'd have to look at my Kindle. But there's some good ones. Like the best books I would think, just because nutrition changes so much and so many people have so many dynamic opinions. Some good books like 48 Laws of Power or 12 Rules for Life. That's the latter one by Jordan Peterson. Those are great things just for a framework. It's a great mindset. It's a great approach. And a lot of those messages are very congruent with what I like to try to get across. And I think it's very important to address the mental approach and your psychological approach. The fitness is pretty much commoditized. And that's one of the reasons why on my front-facing content, I don't do a lot of training vlogs. I try to do some training tutorials. I try to do some training vlogs, but I'm just not inspired because so many people do that already. If you want to look up a bench press, you look up how to do a fucking bench press. You want to look up how to do a squat. There's thousands of videos on how to do a squat. But what people need is to adjust and to reset the way they think about their life and the way they think about their training and the way they approach it and how to approach it, not to approach it from a short-term quick fix weight loss approach, but more from uh, long, a lifelong approach. And that's what most people miss out on. That's what most people swing and miss. They're not approaching fitness from that 20, 30, 40-year mindset. They're just trying to get a quick fix, trying to get abs in the short term. And that's really not something that's going to lead to anything really valuable. Usually when you go for that long-term approach, you are going to get more short-term results just because of the mindset in which you go into it. Danny on YouTube, been doing yoga the last couple days. Do you have any yoga routines on YouTube, or can you recommend someone who does? I don't have public yoga classes. We have the entire yoga studio in Swolenormous X is available in Swolenormous X for Swolenormous X members. So I have my Swolga classes, I have my Swollen 7 mobility workouts, and we have an entire yoga studio. So it's probably like anywhere between 40 and 50 yoga and mobility classes, and we're adding more every single month. So all that stuff is for members inside Swolenormous X. So you can learn more, swolenormousx.com. Shameless plug. But Swolenormous X is the shit. So it's fucking amazing. Let's see here. Gabriella. What's up, Gabriella? Hey, Papa Swolio, how many rest days do you recommend per week? I am sore all the time, and I feel like maybe I'm overtraining currently, lifting 5 days per week with 2 active rest days doing yoga. You feel like you're overtraining lifting 5 days per week? Well, you can overtrain lifting 1 day per week, honestly, if you do too much in that 1 day. So overtraining is relative to how much you're recovering. So either you're training, it's not necessarily that you're training too hard. Maybe you progress too fast, but chances are you're under recovering. So maybe your recovery isn't sufficient enough, or your training split or your volume is off. So it's really not a matter of whether or not 5 days is best, because you can make the argument that 5 days of training is fine or 5 days of training is not good, but it depends on what you're doing during those 5 days. So I don't have enough information to give you an accurate response, even though you already answered your question. You're saying that you feel like you're overtraining, which it's probably, think about it, think about it as under recovering. Okay, are you really overtraining, or are you just not recovering enough? Are you not recovering sufficiently for what you need? So it's quite possible, but under recovery is kind of the same thing as overtraining. You're just not healing enough in time before your next workout. On my way to the gym now, Daily Swole instead of radio for the win. Hell yeah, fam. For show. Nikki Brown, are the pink drink merch ever coming back out for sale? They did. The pink drinks were out on sale. We had them. They ended like a day ago, so you just missed it. We had it. I posted in my Instagram story for about 3 days. So it's probably going to be a bit before the next release. So after this whole police officer thing, we did another couple days. So it was running this week from like Wednesday to Friday, and I posted about it in my story. So you really you're not always going to see every post. You're not always going to get all the information every last place. So just make sure you're following me. Really, the latest updates I'm really putting are Instagram stories. So that's just usually where I am plugged in the most for like the latest stuff. And sometimes it's hard to post everything on every platform, on every level. And I don't just like to shotgun things all the time. So if you want kind of like the latest news, like when I'm going live, I posted about that I was about to go live for the podcast in my Instagram stories. That's kind of like a rolling daily vlog type place. So if you're not following me there, I highly recommend it. That way you're less likely to miss those things. But I'll be back, I'm sure. Yeah, it was V-Shred. V-Shred did that. And V-Shred's a fucking clown, in my personal opinion. I don't know if you know who that is, but he doesn't know anything about training. Whatever he's doing, whatever he's posting is whoever else is in his crew that's helping him do this. This guy ties his shoes, and he use he has trouble tying his shoes, and his shoes are Velcro. Let's put it that way. So to take fitness advice from him, you are putting yourself in dire risk. So I would recommend strongly that you rethink your approach if you're following that guy. Thank you, Jalen. Just listened to one of your videos about the obesity epidemic and had to follow the podcast. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Looking super weird in a t-shirt. I know, but this is a great t-shirt. I thought about taking it off, but it's like, come on, look at this fucking shirt. I always have my shirt off. You know you're doing something right when you put a shirt on. Everyone's like, dude, why are you wearing a shirt? What's the matter? Is everything okay? Are you feeling all right, Papa Swolio? Are you feeling okay? You're wearing a shirt. Did something happen? Do you have any major burns on your body? Do you have like chicken pox or something? What kind of cardio do you do, if any, and how often? I usually do about 10 to 20 minutes of the step mill before I work out. So the step mill is the rotating stairs at the gym. So I don't necessarily go to the gym and only do cardio, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Like I'll go, and I always tell you I tell this to members and everything, add cardio in. This is just my personal approach. Add cardio in as long as you have your training, your nutrition, your yoga, your meditation. Then cardio can come after. I don't think cardio is like a top tier thing. Not that it's not important, but I think, and the reason why I say it like that, the reason why I say it's not a top tier thing is because for the past 20 or 30 years, everything's just been so cardio heavy. And I think we can all agree on that. So my message by saying cardio, put that lower on the totem pole, makes it more clear the distinction that it's not as important, but I'm not saying don't do it. Okay. You tend to, with social media, the message has to be really succinct and really sharp and targeted in order to get the point across. But the actual context just means you're not prioritizing that in your training necessarily. It doesn't come before making sure that you're doing your mobility. It doesn't come before making sure that you're eating properly. It doesn't come before making sure that you are recovering properly and sleeping well. Like that doesn't come first. And a lot of people put that first. They'll do cardio twice a day and drain themselves with that rather than sleeping better or hydrating or focusing more on their nutrition. Let's see here. You're welcome. When does Papa Swolio Sings come out? Maybe this Christmas? I don't know. I don't know. Every time I think about doing that, a lot of stuff comes up and it's kind of hard to get that down. But I want to do Papa Swolio Sings. If you guys want that, make sure you DM me. Hit me up. Oh, and just a reminder for those of you, a lot of you follow me here. A lot of you are watching the live stream and the other channels. But if you're watching on Instagram, if you've DM'd me on Instagram, I am a little bit behind on the DMs. I have a few hundred in the box. So that's what she said. Oh. If you had a few hundred in the box, you'd be a real fucking whore. However, I'm going to try to get back and get through those. So if you message me, if you email me, if you send any kind of contact and you don't hear a response right away, just be patient. But if you for some reason, don't receive a response, that is not intentional. I'm a little bit still whitewashed over here. It's not intentional. I never on purpose, don't send a response. That's not something that I do. So if you're not getting good feedback or you don't hear a response, something got screwed up. Maybe I missed it. Maybe just something. It's on my end. It's still my fault, but I never do it intentionally. So just so you know that. What's up, Shane? When completing the 90-day dash inside Swolenormous X, since I'm already been doing the Swole section for the last 3 weeks, can I keep adding Swole workouts for 9 weeks, or should I take 2 weeks of awareness and then go into a 12-week Swole type workout? Only I could be upset. I was well, it's up to you. It's up to you. The beauty of using the awareness weeks, and for those of you that are not inside Swolenormous X awareness, I'm trying to get the lighting better. Get that up a little bit. There we go. For those of you that are not in Swolenormous X, awareness are stabilization, kind of like resetting, deloading type weeks. They're great for an on-ramp, and they're also great for deloading. So if you feel like you need to deload, you can take a week, you can take 2 weeks, or you can just go right into it. So after you're doing 3 months or you're doing about 4 weeks of hypertrophy training, you could still continue for at least probably 4 to 8 more weeks before you might need to deload. But everyone's going to be different. Depends on you as an individual. It sounds like you're nailing it, man. Just keep an eye on things and, make sure you're just paying attention, listening to your body. Lala? Is that Lala Lush? I have lost 100 pounds and I have lost it lopsided on my right side and left side. I'm finding building muscles is the same result. Any suggestions? I need to read that again. You lost 100 pounds and you've lost it lopsided? Are you sure you're lopsided or is that in your brain? Have you done measurements? How are you gauging that you've lost it lopsided? I don't have any suggestions. I'm not sure how to approach that because you can't spot reduce fat. Building muscles, it's normal to have a dominant side. It's normal to have maybe one side, your muscle shape or your muscle development might be a little bit different, might be a little bigger, might be a little smaller, might grow a little quicker just because you're not going to be completely even left to right. So that's normal and that's more reasonable. But in terms of like losing weight, you lost weight on your left side versus your right. I find that hard to believe. Maybe that's just because you have maybe more muscle mass remaining on the right or the left, and it seems like you lost lopsided, but you really didn't. The body doesn't really lose like that. You don't really lose more on the left or the right. It might be you lost more in the upper body or the lower body because fat is what your body wants to keep. Your body wants to maintain fat because it's extra energy, and your body usually is going to keep it around the thighs and the midsection near the organs so it can access it quickly. Maria Maria Arvinen on Instagram. How do you feel about body pump classes? Is that Les Mills? How do I feel about them? Kind of like any group exercise. You got to be careful. Depends on what your goal is and why you're doing group exercise. Group exercise has its limits. It's great for maybe community entertainment. You have good music and you have fun and you're tired or you're fatigued afterwards, but it's not necessarily the best way to progress because anytime you have a big group of people doing workouts together, you're going to have a lot of people doing things wrong. You're going to have less ability for people to keep track and to keep you safe as an instructor. If you have 20 people in a room, you can't really teach 20 people. You can only guide them and give them cues. It's next to impossible to really watch every single person. So it depends on what your goal is. A lot of people like body pump, but they might lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds. Great. But after that, then what? So one of the great quotes and things to think about when it comes to any kind of group class or any type of program, what got you to where you are isn't what's going to get you to that next level. So if you've been training a certain way for 10 years and you've gotten great results, but you've plateaued, maybe the same way you've been training for 10 years might not get you to the next level. It doesn't mean you have to change everything completely. It just means maybe the structure or the overload approach or the mobility approach or the nutrition approach, something might need to tweak in order to get to that next level. So if you keep on doing the same old shit, what's going to happen? Nothing. You'll maintain. You'll eventually plateau and maintain. So you have to progress it. You have to take it to that next level. Looking forward to having you, Danny. Looking forward to having you inside X, my man. Unless you're a female and Danny is a female's name. Like Daenerys Targaryen. She burned all the children, man. Chris Gomez on Facebook. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, bruh. Or lady. I can't tell by these names anymore who's a male or a female. So if I get your sex wrong, I apologize. I don't see pictures. I just see a big F on Facebook. Let's see here. Happy Sunday. Thoughts on benefits and types of pre and post workout for cardio/weights during the week when goal is toning/overall. All right, Chris, you're going to have to you got to rephrase that. You got a lot of slashes going on. Thoughts on benefits and types of pre/post workout for cardio/weights during the week when the goal is toning/overall health. Or what? You're talking about supplements? You're talking about you just gave me 7 or 8 different variables. Rephrase that question, please. I don't recommend taking supplements. Are they worth taking versus just eating healthy? Supplements should only be supplemental to what you're doing with nutrition. It could be beneficial to take things like creatine, things like BCAAs and glutamine. I don't take. You don't need a protein powder. You don't need it. No one can tell you that you fucking need it. And most people consume protein, period, and they don't train hard enough. So it really depends. It depends on where you're at. Could they help? Is it more placebo? You can't test that. You can't test that because what you read in this research study and what happens with you in your life, with your sequence and your diet and your lifestyle, while you're taking it, you can't test and actually know what's going on. So it's you're kind of just guessing. The last thing you want to do, though, is take something that could be dangerous for you. But those types of things aren't dangerous, but you're getting a lot of artificial things in there as well. But what if the body pump instructor is hot? Well, the body pump instructor is happy that you showed up because he's getting paid. He's getting paid. You're trying to get laid. I'm just fucking with you. Jackie Hill 923 on Instagram. Hey Papa, love your channel. Thank you. What did you think about Alan's recent video on Stephanie Buttermore getting healthier? Check out yesterday's. Was it yesterday's podcast? I think it was yesterday's podcast. I talked about it. Wait, did I? Or which one was it? Was it 1162? I talked about. I talked about it. I think it's fine. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think no matter. I think what anyone does, if the person is being authentic and telling their truth and not filling like whatever they think is a void on social media, if they're talking out their fucking ass, she's an intelligent girl. She's highly educated, but I think she's just been misleading herself and kind of lying to herself for a while. Try probably pretending that it's okay, and that I think that's where a lot of people go with fitness. They start feeling like it's okay and that it's normal because everyone does it. Everyone does those big cyclical binges, right? Those hard cuts, and then they eat a box of donuts. You see everyone after competition, look, all these donuts with all this jizz all over it. And these people have been dieting hard for 12 weeks. It's this extreme restriction and then binge eating. And that's not a healthy cycle. It's not good for the body health-wise. It's not good psychologically. It gets you really addicted and over-obsessed with food. And this doesn't mean going all over into like Madeline Georgetta territory where you're just doing all intuitive eating. I do believe in listening to your body and being aware of it. But the reason why myself and probably a lot of other professionals that have been doing this for 20 years plus is that I can look at food and eat a plate of food and buy food and set an amount of food, look at it and know how much caloric value is in that for my body. Because I used to count, I used to measure, and I've told you this, I used to do all that stuff, but I don't need to do it anymore. Once you practice and you learn and you expose yourself to that all the time and for a long time, you learn how much a bowl of rice is and how big of a piece of steak or fish or vegetables that you need. And you just, if you're consistent with it, you're going to maintain. And if you increase it, you're going to grow. So if you have really technical, specific goals, it's always good at the beginning, if you're not aware and you don't understand caloric value, it's always good to learn and use an app or track it and log it down. That way you can understand how much it is. I still feel that the primary approach should be what the food is first, quality. You go after quality first. You shift how you're cooking, how you think about food, where you're getting your food from. Okay, I'm not going to go to the gas station. I'm not going to go to McDonald's. I'm going to go to the supermarket. Okay, making better choices, resetting your palate, kind of like going back to zero. But at the same time, you also need to be aware of the value. So as you learn and you go through an elimination process, in that first 4, 6, 8 weeks, you have to be patient. People want all their results in a month. People want all their shit. It's 30-day challenge. It's 6-week challenge. Everyone wants this fucking quick fix. Why can't you take 6 to 8 weeks of a period where you're cutting out foods? You're eliminating foods, doing the elimination diet that I've talked about. And at the same time, you're observing the caloric intake. You're tracking your calories. You're getting an idea. Oh, this is 1,400 calories. Oh, this is 2,200 calories. And then you're learning new recipes. You're buying more vegetables and more fibrous foods. You're eating better. And then as you go through that, you're learning not only what foods your body reacts best to, but you're learning the value and the quantity of those foods. You could do it at the same fucking time. I don't see why people aren't patient enough. Well, I mean, I understand why. When Amazon delivers shit fucking next day or same day. I got here late last night and I ordered something on Amazon. It's coming today. It's like insane. Same fucking day. Same day. So it's like when you're getting things right away, 24 hours a day, all the time, it's like, why don't you, we just tend to expect things faster, but the body doesn't work fast. The body has to adapt. That's right. Ali May 23, no one got obese overnight, so why do we think losing weight will happen in a snap? Your guess is as good as mine. No one knows. Here we go. Let's see. Licano RL. Just out of curiosity, we all have fitness goals, whether it's to lose weight, gain mass, lift X amount of weight. Do you have a goal you're trying to reach? For me, with fitness, no, not right now. And that's just honest answer. I don't currently have a goal. My personal fitness is more about mobility and feeling good rather than lifting hard and building a lot of muscle. I have so much going on, and this is not an excuse, but with all the content and with the behind the scenes and with Swolenormous X and what I'm trying to do, my priorities and my time is just and just my mental capacity. Here's the way I work. And this is not an excuse, but this is self-awareness. This is what I've learned about myself over the course of my career. And my brain, literally, just like yours, but my brain is completely 100,000% my control center. So, for example, and you can drop this in the comments below. I'm actually curious. If you're stressed out, do you go to the gym? Do you go to the gym and like burn off steam? Because if I have a lot of things on my mind, I can't go to the gym and work out. That's how number one the gym has always been for me. If I'm distracted and I'm thinking about a lot of shit, whether it's with the business, whether it's with something personal, whatever it is, I can't go to the gym and focus. So when I go to the gym, I want to focus and fucking crush and do my shit. But if I have something on in my mind, I can't focus. I can't pay attention. I can't keep that shit together. I'll get too distracted and I won't be able to enjoy and, get my shit done for the workout. So a lot of people are like, I'm stressed out. They go to the gym and burn it off and rage. I can't do that. It's exactly the opposite. My head has to be right to go to the gym and get a good workout in. Otherwise, I'll just have a shitty workout because I'll be distracted and thinking too much. So that's why I do like training first thing in the morning when I can. But a lot of times I'm up late doing some stuff with editing or videos. So then I end up going to sleep late, so I can't get up early enough. But I like to try to get my workout in earlier before I start getting like deep into work and shit. Because then if something's distracting, at least I got my workout in. Let's see here. If I'm stressed, I go for a run or maybe on my spin bike. Yeah, if I'm stressed out, yoga or meditation or something like repetitive, but lifting, I can't do that. I can't do that. Best cardio for me is trampoline jumping. Oh, yay. The rebounder jumping on a trampoline. Those are those group exercise classes that I always see in the gym fail videos. It's funny. That's funny shit. Thanks, Ramon. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Thank you, Del Matthews. I appreciate it. You respond so thoughtfully when you do, so it's worth the wait. Thank you, thank you. Well, I love doing the Q&A. I love doing the Sunday Funday Q&A. Like I said last night, I actually blew out one of the plugs in here, so I didn't actually stretch the cord to plug in the laptop. So I have some battery left, so we'll keep on going. So maybe what we'll do, here's the thing. I don't know. It depends on what you guys are interested in. I mean, if you love the Q&A, I'll be here for a couple days. And then I'll be back in the Swole hole. And like I said, we're going to start doing some more interviews. We're going to have a lot more stuff. If you want, we can do some more Q&A. We can do a couple Q&As. We'll have some topics and some talking points this week. So maybe if you're interested in that, you can just drop in the comments right now if you want to do some more Q&As this week while I'm traveling, which is cool. I mean, I always have content. I always have things I want to talk about, but we can always keep on having this discussion, kind of keep it open-ended, which is actually kind of be pretty sweet. Let's see. I've added single leg squats to my leg workout. Let me bring this up. Silver's Beats, excuse me. I just burped right into your ears. I've added single leg squats to my leg workout recently, and my balance is still slightly off. Yoga is helping correct that. Is it okay that I can't seem to lower my standing leg to parallel yet? Single leg squats. Well, with a single leg squat, you're not supposed to go to parallel. So that's good news for you. If you're trying to do a pistol squat and when you're going all the way down your ass to your heel, that's a whole other story. But a single leg squat, the goal and really the end form range is a combination of that travel from the tibia over the foot, which is dorsiflexion, which is ankle mobility, which a lot of people have problems with if you're wearing heels and you're elevating your heels a lot and you're tightening up your Achilles tendon a lot. But that angle, the parallel angle, which is going to be from your ankle to your knee and from your hip to your shoulders, should be more parallel. You're not going to be in terms of those lines. So your thigh is not going to be going down to parallel usually. So it's totally cool. Remember, the single leg squat is about glute activation. You're getting some frontal plane stability because of the gluteus medius. If you're doing single leg activity, the reason why that's beneficial is because you are challenging the body in multiple planes. When you have both legs on the ground, you don't have to stabilize left to right. So you're not getting that gluteus medius activation. That's why we use lateral tube walking bands and stuff like that. When you go single leg, more muscles have to engage and turn on in order to make sure that you are not going to fall over. So it's definitely okay. Just keep on practicing. You're doing great. You're doing great. Good question, Sergio. A wonderful question, as always. My favorite way to cook my sweet potato: in the oven, 400 degrees for an hour, done. Just take the sweet potato, brush it off, clean it into water, put it in the oven, toaster oven. I have like a Black& Decker, like a big, thick toaster oven on the countertop, so I could put in like big sweet potatoes. It cooks like 5 to 8 at a time, like 8. If there's 5 potatoes in there, those are huge potatoes. But sometimes you go and you get ones that are like football size, and sometimes you get the skinny ones. Depends on what kind of shipment you get. So, thank you, Elise. I appreciate it. Hey, Papa Swolio, love the podcast. Thank you. Thanks, Peter. Thank you, Elise. Love you, Papa Swolio. Your videos have helped me so much. Thank you. Thank you. Getting my mind swole with the Daily Swole. Hells to the yeah. Katie, yes, I work out. If I'm stressed or I take a hike, something to clear my head. Clearing your head is important. That's important. But for me, weight training, I can't focus on my weight training. If my head is fucked up, I can't get into the flow with my weight training. Lifting is a stress relief for me. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. John Roach 21 on Twitch. Papa Swolio, are you a big game eater, venison or elk? I do have, let's see what I have in the fridge. I had, yeah, I think it was elk burgers. Delicious. Delicious. I do love it. I don't go hunting myself, but I do like to purchase bison and elk and stuff when I can. I eat nose to I eat nose to tail, so in my ground beef, I'll have like beef heart, beef liver and stuff like that. Let's see here. Definitely do some more Q&As. Yeah, if you want to see more Q&As, just drop in the comments on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you want to do more Q&A tomorrow, we can just bang out a lot of questions, because what I've been doing is posting a lot of question stickers on my Instagram stories and stuff. And yesterday I did it, and I wanted to do it on the plane. So a lot of you asked questions, and I was going to respond to every DM. I was going to respond to everything on the plane yesterday, and I couldn't connect the Wi-Fi. So I was like, well, that fucking sucks. That plan went out the window. And then the question thing expired on my Instagram story, so I posted it again. I was like, shit, now I didn't take a screenshot of it when I had service. So my bad, fam. Just ask again if you didn't get your question answered. The only meat I really like is when my dad hunts deer or elk. Well, if you're getting it like that, that's awesome. Chastity Hedges 1989 on Instagram. I was feeling a bit down yesterday. I chose to stay home and not do anything with the peeps so I could do yoga, meal prep, and sleep. But today I felt at peace with myself. Does anyone else go through this? Everyone does. Everyone does. If you think, I don't care where you're watching or listening for this from, if you think that you're the only one with anything, if you're the only one that has a bad day, if you're the only one, it's like saying, oh, I have diarrhea. No one's gotten diarrhea before. People get the shits. People have fucking diarrhea. That's why they have diarrhea medication. They have Pepto-Bismol. That's why they have those things, because people eat shitty food, or they get food poisoning, or they get sick. People have problems. People have ups and downs, highs and lows. My lower back has been fucking stiff as shit. I did some different exercises last week, and I did one move that I just haven't done in a while. or one sequence, and my lower back just locked up, like deep muscle. So I've been trying to loosen that, and it's been slow progress. So I haven't lifted heavy for like a week. I've been just doing mobility stuff and not enough because sitting on a plane and stuff, it's tough with traveling, but it happens, you know, physical setbacks, emotional setbacks. Everyone goes up and down. There you go, Dan. I'm telling you, Danny. I'm telling you, people. This is no fucking joke. Danny Cornell on YouTube. I've been feeling a lot better since I switched from rice over to sweet potatoes. I recommend everyone switch from rice. If you're gonna have rice, have white rice. Fuck that brown shit. Sweet potatoes. You are going to fucking love it. It feels so much better. I love it. I love it. It's a game changer. It's so much different. Katie, I love venison so much. We have a lot in our freezer and I love it so much. I make tacos and stuff. There you go. How do I feel about CBD oil? John Roach 21 Twitch. I've had someone give me CBD oil. I've tried. I don't know if I feel anything. I don't know. First off, I think marijuana, CBD, all that should be legal. All that should be legal. Enough of this fucking bullshit. Every state needs to get on board. It will be, but it should be. People should be able to take what they fucking want to take and feel better. So I took CBD, but I didn't notice that it was did anything for me. Maybe I didn't get good stuff, take enough. Maybe I was feeling good already. So I don't know. But I know a lot of people take it for pain. They take it for sleep. They take it for anxiety. Fine, take it. Don't take a fucking pill. Don't take medication. Take natural shit. And if it makes you feel better, then fucking take it. Yeah, I'd love to. Will you doing any fan meetups soon? Yeah, we have some stuff kicking around planning. Got a bunch of stuff. I just need to prioritize some things first, but yeah, we will be for sure. Love your content. Love from Hawaii. Ooh, that'd be a great place to do a fan meetup. Let's all go to fucking Hawaii. Hell yeah. Brown rice is really hard to digest. Have you noticed that when you eat brown rice, it's like eating fucking sand? It's like eating sand or sticks. Brown rice is gross. It tastes like shit too. White rice with butter. Some grass-fed butter on that shit. I don't buy into that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Richard. Well, brown rice has like trace levels of arsenic, but a lot of things do. But I mean, it's just doesn't mean that it's poisonous for you. I just never ever felt. This is just a look. This is personal. You can. A lot of people agree with me, but you can eat brown rice if you want to. Every time I eat brown rice, I've literally felt no value whatsoever. I felt no benefit from eating brown rice. White rice, even white rice sometimes. I like the taste better, but nothing feels like, wow, this really feels good. I feel pumped. I feel, energized like a sweet potato. Nothing compares for me personally, nothing compares to a sweet potato. Nothing compares to a sweet potato. Not even white rice, but fuck brown rice. Brown rice tastes like shit. I'm getting legit shout outs today? What do you mean? Are people shouting me out? Who's shouting out Papa? Who's giving Daddy a shout out? You mean all of you in the comments? You all fucking kick ass. That's because the Soul Enormous fam is awesome. It's because you guys are the fucking tits, the bee's knees. Oh my god, my back! I can't wait to fucking get this loose. I think I need just a cave troll to just punch me in the lower back. Just push. There's got to be like just something that's misaligned a little bit. Oh, you know what it is? So it's one of those just deep muscles, deep muscles. It's nothing like a bulging or herniated disc, nothing bad like that because it's getting better. I kind of knew what it was. It's really deep in there, but it's like it gets better and feels really good when I'm mobilizing during the day. But when I wake up the next day, it goes right back to the beginning, just a little bit better. It's incremental, fucking slow. I just want to feel better, like better. Oats all the way. Fuck oats. Fuck your oats. You'll feel so much better without them. Try it. Try it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. PMSing, dying with cramps. All you ladies that bleed every month and deal with that shit, I don't know how you fucking do it. Respect. That's brutal. I like that, John. They say if you take a dozen people, have them write down their worst problem on paper, mix them up and pass them out, everyone would want their own personal problem back. I think that's probably 1000% accurate. That makes sense. And here's another thing. A lot of times you're used to what you have. You're able to handle it. You're aware of what your situation is. People are afraid of the unknown. If you don't know what's happening or you don't know what's coming, that's why people are afraid to start a new training program or a new diet or a new way of living or a new gym. Is because you're not aware of it. You're not familiar. It's new to you. But once you get used to it, it's all good. Melissa, do you think yoga would help after a wrist injury, or is it better to just wait? It depends on what that injury is. I'm not going to speak to what your injury is just because I'm not a orthopedist or anything like that, of course. But it can, but it could also cause wrist issues because you're pushing into your fingertips. I mean, I would be very careful. You could still do mobility. I would do like specific mobility exercises. I wouldn't necessarily try to do yoga because if you want to push into your wrist, some injuries are different, and I don't want to say yeah you can do it and then you hurt yourself. If you're cleared for it, that's fine. I've heard that too. I've heard a lot of women that use THC or CBD helps with their periods. Just wait. Just wait. I really do think that these big companies don't want to do it because, man, if people are smoking weed and doing CBD, all of a sudden they're not going to need all these PMS medications and all these allergy things and all this sleeping medications, sleeping pills. You're not going to need a sleeping pill if you take some THC or you take like a pill that has like some THC and CBD and it fucking knocks you out. Not addictive, and you're not going to have any issues. You're not going to be on fucking Ambien and that shit. They're afraid of it because it works. That's why it was illegal, so they can make money. It's fucking criminal. It's absolutely criminal. It's not even a conspiracy. It's a straight up fucking thievery. Are you joining the Area 51 raid? What does that mean? What, because of my headset? What are you talking about? Do I look like I'm on like a helicopter? Do I look like with the microphone? Do I look like a helicopter pilot or something? Oh, I'm so glad you found me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Lady Big Mac, I love my CBD oil. I do smoke, but I'm one of the odd ones that's not hungry during and after. Well, a lot of people will agree with that, but it depends on also what type of what strain you're smoking. Some of them, I know a lot of people that say certain ones they get craving. They avoid those ones that give them the munchies, so to speak, and they have one. If you're in Colorado, you're in a state where it's legal. You go, hey, I want this one that's going to help me sleep. I want this one that's going to help lower my anxiety. The whole stigma behind marijuana is bullshit. It doesn't. You don't get this like addictive, like oh fucking stoner mentality. Tons of high functioning people and really successful people smoke. I love you too. Sal Superhuman Carcass. Jeez, that's dark. How do I stop being a fat piece of shit? By watching The Daily Swole and subscribing to the Daily Swole podcast channel on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when I go live. How do I stop being a fat piece of shit? The best way to stop being a fat piece of shit would be to have a reason and a purpose to stop being a fat piece of shit. First off, you should do it for you. But if you have a family, if you have kids, if you have any goals or aspirations, what's your purpose? If you have a purpose and a reason for what you're doing, you don't need motivation. You have your purpose. You're going to do it because that's what you're doing. I know it sounds so cliche and like, oh, well, of course that's what you're doing. No, that's your fucking purpose. Like what I'm doing, I'm going to have ups and downs. I'm still going to do the Daily Swole. I'm going to have good days and bad days. I'm going to try things that work and try things that don't. We did the live stream today. I didn't know if this was going to fucking work. And if it didn't, I would have taken out my phone and we have gone live in the private Facebook group for Swole Enormous X members and Daily Swole Club, and the live cast would still have happened. But I'm always looking to try different things. I'm always looking to push forward and keep on trying to maintain, the podcast and keep putting out great content and do this kind of stuff. But I have purpose for what I'm doing. So if you have purpose, you're going to do it. It's not about motivation. It's about forcing that momentum. Force your momentum and then create that inertia and just fucking maintain and keep on crushing it. Change your fucking game. How do you motivate yourself if you don't have that? By not paying attention to motivation. Motivation is not going to be something that you need. That's bullshit. Motivation is bullshit. Force momentum. Fuck motivation. What's my take on bone broth? It's fantastic. Grass-fed bone broth. Do it. It's excellent. All right. We're going to start wrapping this up in a little bit. Yeah, you can get addicted to marijuana. I live in the Netherlands. Stuff is legal here. It's been legal there for a long time, right? Let's see here. Kayla, I think we'll end with this one, or we'll at least I'll put this out there so you guys can all answer this one. I know breads and grains are bad for you. It depends on the person, but generally a lot of people have issues with breads and grains that will be better served by eliminating them for most people. Um, Quote, continue that question. I usually don't reach for them, but they're the only thing that takes my nausea away. What do you mean nausea? Like all the time? Or you mean when you're on your period? Do you have any suggestions on what to eat instead? Well, that's a specific situation with nausea, so I'm going to let other people drop that in the comments below because I don't know what makes you nauseous. I don't deal with that personally, with whatever the reason is for you being nauseous. What is the one piece of advice you would give to someone who wants to begin the road to getting back into shape? As in, do you build stamina, force, etc.? Just start. Start by going for a walk. It's about the consistency. It's about setting the framework for success and understanding that it's for the long term. You're not going for some short term result. Don't go for biceps. Don't go for abs. Go to be healthier. And start with a program. Start with a program. Start with yoga and strength training. Just begin, but do entry level stuff. And make sure you have a strong community support system. No matter what you're doing, if you have strong community support, strong people around you, that's why I actually, Jonathan, Jonan Shaw on YouTube. I mean, that's why I created Swolenormous X, because it on ramps. It takes people wherever they are in their fitness journey and takes it to the next level, whether you're beginner or you're advanced. But it gives you the community and the support and the sounding board. We have an accountability meeting tomorrow. Came to my attention. So those of you that are Swolenormous X members and those of you that are also part of the Daily Swole Club, we have an accountability meeting tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. So make sure you are here for that. But it's just starting. It's just starting. The thing is, you'll ask a question like that, what's the one piece of advice of someone who wants to begin? Which means you haven't begun yet, which means you need to just fucking start. Start today. Today, you're beginning right now. I just started it for you. Okay? But now you start it for yourself. Go for a walk. Like right now, go for a walk and just think. Start meditating. Go to the gym. Get a personal trainer. Join Swolenormous X. Start our programming. Download a program online. Like go on Google. Look for a free workout program. Like whatever floats your boat. But get started. Get started. That's it. You fucking start. You fucking start, Jonan. Start. You're welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining. Much, much appreciated. How do you make a program for yourself, though? Well, you need to know how to make a program. You don't just make a program for yourself. That's why there are thousands of programs online. Look, everything with training, I'm going to tell you that we're going to end with this. Everything with training, from a bench press to a deadlift to a squat, all these training programs are commoditized, which means you can fucking Google everything. Nothing's new. Even the stuff inside Swolenormous X, it's my organization, it's my framework, it's my platform, it's my community, it's our thing, and it's organized and it's structured in a specific way. I have bench pressing in there. I have deadlifts in there and rows and pull-ups. I didn't make a fucking pull-up. I mean, these things are everywhere. You can Google and fucking look up everything. That's not an excuse anymore. How do you make it your own program? You fucking just go grab one. You can Google beginner weight training program, you could Google all that. But then, of course, you might ask, like, well, how do I know if it's good or not? You don't. If you're not a fitness expert and you're not educated in it, you won't know. That's why being someplace like here with the podcast or joining a community, like when you have everything together, when you can have support, you can ask questions like we do in Swolenormous X, where you can come here on the podcast and ask questions. It's important to surround yourself with people that are willing to help you and guide you and inspire you to keep on moving forward, because it's all about your journey. The one thing that I will say is that your journey and your programming, your approach does not have to look like anyone else's. Okay? does not have to look like anyone else's. You do not have to have the same diet, nutrition, programming like the next person. Okay? You're an individual, but you just have to get started and you have to taste it. You have to try it. You have to see what it's all about. The worst thing you can do is just sit around and wonder, well, how do I do this? How do I do this? Oh, woe is me. There's so much information. How do people get results then? The only way you get results is by starting. It doesn't matter if there are 5 programs out there or 5 million. You still have to start with one. So pick one, find a community, find a person, a trainer, whether it's me or someone else that you trust that doesn't fucking bullshit you, and get started and learn and use that as knowledge, as a repertoire, as your strength. You have your community, you have people around you that are supporting you, that are giving you good answers, and that you're, like that's why I put out so much free content. I'm talking so much about it. There's just so many things out there, but it's about who you are around, and do those people inspire you to be better? Do those people inspire you to, take it to that next level? That's what's really important. That's a big deal. Jessica, send me a message, please. Jessica French. Send me a message. You could also send me an email, team@swolenormous.com. Send me a DM or something on Instagram. Just hit me up. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Just send me a message. All right? So thank you, everyone, for joining me for episode 1164 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. We'll do some more Q&A according to everyone. You wanted to hear some more Q&A. You want to have more of these discussions, which will be awesome. So we'll do it tomorrow. Make sure you follow my Instagram story. That way you can see and be here and know when I'm going live. But tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time, for sure, 12 noon Eastern time, we will have the accountability meeting inside Swolenormous X for Daily Swole Club and Swolenormous X members exclusively. If you want to learn more about joining the Daily Swole Club and supporting the podcast, or Swolenormous X, both of which will give you access to the private community, you can learn more at swolenormousx.com, but I will be here tomorrow and we will do some more Q&A, so that'll be fire. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for 1164. I'll see you tomorrow for 1165. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio, out.